So, whoop. See if I can let this person in real quick. Let me let these folks in. All right. So, sent this video. Guy without a shirt on, of course, because that's what they do in ab videos. I'm gonna, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna play him talking for a while. And based on his looks, etc., and what he says and what he sounds like, this idea of, okay, like, do you believe him? Does this make you want to get up and try it? Okay, what are the key words? So here we go.
What's up, Thanks athletes? Today I'm going to show you a six-pack abs workout that you can do anywhere. And this workout is going to be perfect for beginners because a lot of these moves are exercises that you can just get right into. You don't really have to have any prior knowledge on how to do these. These are pretty basic movements, but they're super effective when it comes to burning fat and getting a six-pack abs. And best of all these exercises require zero equipment. All you need is your body and the ground and gravity. You're good to go. Now this routine I've created for you guys is going to have a mixture of fat burning exercises, abs.
So I have to pause right there. Someone just said, this guy was arrested for murder. So it's one of those things where he was arrested for murder, but he still got those six-pack abs. So should I listen to it? Right? It's like when our athletic heroes beat people, etc. There's this like, thought they were a good person. I did not know he was arrested for attempted murder. And unfortunately, it is the thing that popped up with ab programs. So we're still going to kind of run that analysis. But, you know, he has neck tattoos. So I don't know if that means has a tendency towards toughness or not. Okay, let's continue.
Sculpting exercises, and we're going to be using different exercises to target different areas of our abs. The abdominals is a very big muscle group, which is going to require a lot of different types of exercises to target every single area, the upper abs, lower abs, middle of your abs, your obliques, and everything else in between. So to be really aesthetic, you have to target all aspects of that muscle group. And of course, we're going to be incorporating fat burning exercises to burn that layer of fat right on top of our abs to make them really show, to make them a lot more aesthetic. And the best of all, this ab routine is going to make your core super strong. These are the same exercises that I got started with and I still use to this day. So with the right nutrition and the workout that I'm about to show you guys, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or advanced, this workout is going to get you shredded. And best of all, you can do this anywhere. So there are absolutely no excuses. So let's go and do this together, guys. Are you ready?
Okay, so quick pause. Imagine if this person looked like me, if they'd be as believable. Imagine if they looked like you, would you be more apt to try it? Right? Words that he's using, you know, core, all areas, fat burning. Like what exactly is a fat burning exercise? Something to kind of keep in mind. Couldn't anything be a fat burning? You will notice he pointed a little bit to, as long as your nutrition is on point and you do these exercises, let's not forget the bigger picture of that calories in, calories out that is responsible for fat loss. Okay, so as we go through this, something I kind of want you to keep in mind is that he does this loop, whereas he starts on his feet and ends on his feet. Starts on his feet, does a lot of ab stuff on the ground, and then comes back to the feet. Now, when you look at these things that are going to be shown, I have changed things up so that the first thing that I'm going to do is not going to be high knees. It's not going to be high knees because my legs are too strong. My legs will want to take over everything. And I do not want my hip flexors, which is these, I do not want them doing the motion. And if I bounce at all, my calves and my hip flexors are going to do that. So I'm going to change the first and the last exercise to be the same. So I have a test and retest. And that exercise that I'm going to show you is going to be what's called a Psoas Raise. So if I show you what he's doing here, let me allow it to continue.
Ready? The first exercise is going to be high knee taps. We're going to go for 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Let's go for it.
Okay, it's nice that there's a timer in the corner. but lots of bouncing. Notice how high he gets his knees. Notice the rotation. Notice his head. So if I pause you, my version of this, trying to actually control and feel the difference, is going to be a slow, I'm going to slow everything down so I could feel it, is going to be a slow knee raise. And I do not want to feel this, but I want to feel this over here. Let me get this admit. Let me check that chat. Okay. Yes, we've talked about that. So again, I want to feel the entire low section. My hip flexors are thick ropes. My lower abs are sheets of paper where I want to feel this entire thing underneath my ribs, particularly underneath my belly button to my hips. So again, I'm just standing and I'm going to bring it up and I want to feel this entire thing turn on. I'm doing it slow. I do not care how fast he goes. I need to feel. So if I were to do this in real time, right? 45 seconds, everything rotates. I feel the whole thing. Knee comes up, everything rotates. My version of exercise 1. Exercise 2 happens at 2:22, and it's the Russian twist. Now I'm gonna let you watch, then I'll comment.
Russian twist. Let's go right into it. So legs up, keep those legs straight, touch one side, touch the other side. Keep that core tight, regulate that breathing.
What does regulate that breathing mean? It means keep it easy, keep it steady. Don't hold your breath. Keeping it easy.
Getting started. Pace yourself.
What are you noticing? What are you noticing?
Challenge yourself, go for it. If you can only go slow, take it easy, chill. Eventually you're gonna get a lot.
Okay, so my take, my eyes, and I'll show it to you this way. Okay, so he's kind of here. First thing I noticed was this rocking. Now, if it's me, rocking hip to hip, lifting one hip is a ton easier than trying to keep it steady. So I kept it steady. I compared contrast. So am I going to be rocking my hips to help with the turn? Or am I again going to keep everything locked down? My 2 sit bones stay and I rotate. Speed, speed, speed. I chose keep sit bones on the ground. Okay. Next up is leg raises. Have you observed?
Let's go for it.
It is really cool that there's a setting timer on these. So you can just literally do it. 45 seconds on, 15 off.
All right, so all the way up, all the way down.
Notice, notice,
about
notice.
6 inches off the ground. Make sure you're going all the way up and all the way down. Keep those legs straight.
Okay, so what he does so much is called the hollow position, meaning he's always in this kind of U position, always got his upper. I am someone that is probably like a lot of you, where my upper abs are pretty good, and my upper abs are going to basically overpower my lower abs. So I don't want to keep my head, I don't want an ab exercise to be a neck exercise. I do not want this to come off the ground. I also don't want to have to use my hands. I want to be able to control my pelvis. So my version, relaxed, no hands, no head. This is the way I would alter the exercise. Okay, and hopefully you're understanding the reasons why. Now you could absolutely do it his way, if you feel like it. But for me, someone who is looking to work more lower abs and keep the upper ones relaxed, and someone who's been working on posture a lot, I want to be able to work in extension. I want to be able to be flat. Okay. 422 is the next one.
All right, here we go, guys. This move, form is everything. Legs straight out, tight, tight together. You're gonna bring them
head and hands. Notice head and hands.
Body up, back down, straight out. Let's go for it.
Notice his upper body.
Form is everything on this one, guys.
Right, and he is being super long, etc. But again, my eyes, my version, there's still, if I wanted to push through my hands, I'm working here. So what I'm looking at doing is to get the hands out of the way. Now, will these adjustments in quote unquote making it harder, they'll make the 45 seconds a little bit harder, right? And again, you could adjust and slow down. You don't have to keep up with him. But I personally want to be able to distinguish what's working and what's happening. Okay, so for me, again, head down, get the arms out of the way. Flutter kicks coming up.
Hopefully. Okay, so the next move we have is flutter kicks.
This one was really hard for me. Again, because I chose not to put my hands underneath. I want to control that
core tight from this position.
With my abs.
One leg up, one leg down.
Notice the toes are somewhat pointed. They get less pointed as he gets fatigued, right? So same thing. If I'm working on that, I'm here, I'm here. This is relaxed. Okay, if possible, I'm going to be pointing toes so that I can't use my quads. If I pull up, I use these quads to help me out. Okay. Ah, plank to elbow, big one coming up.
So now we're gonna use
Notice the shape.
Angle to target those abs. All right, and also a different flex too. Let's go right into it. Let's go plank.
Hips a bit higher, round it up.
Come back down, other one up. Come back down. Let's go for it.
Super hollow position. Round it up. Notice his head, notice his hands. Okay. So as I did this, I wanted to compare. I wanted to compare the rounded up with the flattened down. And when I flatten down, it becomes harder and I use my head to help. So now as I turn my head, I'm linking up all these muscles into the hip. Okay. Shown face on, kind of like he is, version 1, rounded up, but in the air, rounded back, bang, bang. Hip flexor is what I feel. Hip flexor again, right here. Here, but if I lower, now I feel abs. Turn the head to the knee. Okay. Chair sit-ups. These ones are really hard for me.
Get another angle. We're going to go into chair sit-ups. So from this position, you want to keep your legs up. So that way you're automatically engaging that core. Then we're going to put our hands, start with one side first. Activate that core.
He only does one, by the way. So I would switch halfway through. What I'm looking for is what is coming off the ground in his upper body. Basically, his entire ribs are coming up off the ground. Oh, I guess he does switch there. Right, so again, if I'm doing this with intention, I want to be able to get Ribs off the ground. I don't want it enough to just be my head and my shoulders. Ribs off the ground. And again, now I'm doing about 3 or 4 of these in a demo. Going for 45 seconds is going to give you a fatigue factor. So when you fatigue, do you make things crappy or do you give yourself more time to get it right? What's the intent? Personally, for me, I want to get it right. I want to learn and I want to feel. Then I know what's going on. I can always add time. Okay. But I'm telling you, I felt this for about 3 days doing it my way in the right spot. Last one, seated in and out.
Another different angle. We're going to go straight out, keep that core tense, bring it right back in. All right, guys, let's go for it.
Again, what are you noticing?
Make sure to go all the way out, all the way in. Form is everything, especially if there's a lot of beginners watching this right now.
Feet stay low.
Start with perfect form, because you're going to grow off of perfect form.
Thing I number one notice though,
you're going to grow off
hands
form. You don't want that.
and arms. So if I break this move down, right here, so here, the arms allow me to weight shift a lot easier. So what did I do? Let me get rid of these arms. So I have to do it all here. Okay, if you are someone like myself that has a lot of quote unquote hip popping, as long as it's not painful, not something to really dig into that much, as long as you're feeling what you should be feeling. Okay, last thing he goes into, again, goes back to feet. He goes to jumping jacks. Again, I don't necessarily, other than a jumping movement.
This one you don't want to stop.
I don't see, other than to make yourself tired, I don't see the point in doing jumping jacks here, other than, again, work hard, do work, get tired, feel like you did something. I want to feel what I'm supposed to be feeling. So my finish would loop right back around, go here, to the starting movement, which was that psoas. And now I feel huge sections. There is no hip flex. There's not this. There is this entire section lighting up. And I'm simply lifting and turning, lifting and turning. My belly button goes toward the up knee. And that's how I would close that off. I would end it as I began, noting what I feel different. Stop sharing real quick. Let me get to, there was a chat. Somebody said we did this in elementary. So if you could, like literally they put the video up and then everybody in class did it. And I'll stop recording so we can chat without any weirdness of being recorded.